Hello, my lovely, wonderful people. Welcome back to Spice Channel TV. Now, my country people, for so many political observers, the All Progressive Congress is fighting a lot of battles to secure power ahead of the 2027 general elections. And as the clock slowly ticks towards the next general elections, this battle increases, and there are indications that the ruling party's fingers are in so many pies. Although we know the elections is still far away, but the nation's political space is already full of permutations on the simmering crisis in some key states of the federation. And not a few would believe that the APC has a hand in the political turmoil in Rivers State and also the Emirate crisis rocking Kano State. It's literally like the hands of Esau and the voice of Jacob. And last week, there was clearly an uneasy calm which pervaded both the ancient city of Kano and the oil-rich state Rivers. And in Kano, a federal high court nullified the reinstatement of the former Emir Mohammed Sanusi by the state government, while in Rivers State, the crisis was with the inauguration of the new local government caretaker committee chairman to replace those whose tenures expired, but they had desired to continue their tenure in office even when their tenure had expired. And on the surface, the political crisis in Rivers State seems to be an eternal affair of the state ruling party, the PDP, just like the waggling in Kano should have been handled by its state government, which controls the traditional institution in the state. Now, the APC's underground battle in Kano is with the state government under the New Nigerian People's Party. However, the entering involvement of the national leadership of the APC has changed the complexity and the dimensions of the political crisis facing many political parties to draw battle lines. And to many political watchers, the drama unfolding in both states goes beyond eternal cracks in Rivers PDP fold and an uneasy calm also in the Emirates Council. And it looks like these guys, the national chairman of the APC, Abdullahi Umar Ganduji, also the national leader of the New Nigerian People's Party, Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, the governors of Kano, Abba Yusuf, the Rivers State Governor, Sim Fubara, and his estranged political godfather, Nyesom Wike. Now, these political titans, they are flexing their muscles right now, and they've shown that none of them is willing to let go, or sacrifice anything to just dismount the mounting tension in the bloody superiority contest going on in these two states. You see these listed persons, Abdullahi Umar Ganduji, Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, Abba Yusuf, the Rivers Governor Sim Fubara, and Nyesom Wike. These are political titans. These are political gladiators that are flexing their muscles, and none of them is willing to let go. They don't want to sacrifice anything just to lessen the mounting tensions going on in these various states. And in the escalation of many Nigerians, apart from political and other interests, the APC national leaders was wrong in throwing its heart into the ring to complicate the eternal crisis in the state. And a lot of observers believe that in Kano, the Emirate Council's deepening crisis is more or less a smokescreen. Yes, it's more or less a smokescreen to cover up the fierce political battle going on between Ganduji and his rival Kwankwaso, and by an extension Governor Abba Yusuf, since the 2023 general elections. You see, Kwankwaso and Governor Yusuf are strongly behind Emir Mohammed Sanusi too, while the APC chairman Ganduji is backing the recently deposed Emir Aminu Ado Bayero, and determined to run Ganduji completely out of political relevance in the state. His adversaries have seen Bayero's continued occupation of the Emirates throne as a continuation of Ganduji's legacy in the state, believing that if they dethrone Bayero, then they would literally pull off Ganduji's political relevance in the state. And I'm telling you, this would be the most potent instrument to pull the rug under Ganduji's feet. And with many matching words, with so many actions, they did not even hesitate in reinstating the deposed Emir Sanusi Mohammed, who was in exile in Lagos after, he was banished. And now they have banished Emir Ado Bayero. So this development in the eyes of many is the most hurtful, drastic measures to eclipse and to collapse Ganduji's political influence in the state. All this political turmoil going on in Kano State is just to cripple Ganduji's political influence in the state. Though indirectly, Ganduji is involved in fighting one of the political battles of his life and has vowed to settle scores with his estranged political godfather Kwankwaso. The both of them are not in agreement, and in addition, to prove that he is still a political force in the state, especially with the backings of the APC-led federal government. So using the party, the APC, as a platform to launch his bullets, his weapons of warfare, Ganduji has effectively deployed the legal system and also media propaganda as his effective instrument to wage this war against Kwankwaso in Kano. And at the climax of this face-off, the undisputable political leader in the state, Kwankwaso, had accused the APC-led federal government of planning to set the state on fire, warning against, this magnitude of protest from the anger building up from the residents, just as the party's national leadership in return had called for his arrest. Let's not forget when Kwankwaso had sent a warning urging Tinubu that this is what's going on in Kano, that some certain politicians, some northern politicians, they want to use the federal power to take over Kano State. And he also noted that they are secretly breeding some new Boko Haram members in the state. And in the escalation of this, these things that's going on, the national leadership of the APC may have declared the Kano State political Royal Rumble as a must-win, regardless of the collateral damages, because they know that ahead of 2027, Kano would be very, very useful, and they are trying their possible best to get their hands on Kano State, as Kano is an NNPP state. But you see, they are just using all these things to push their way forward. And in a resolve to not leave anything to chance, the APC leadership, in its determination, has vowed that they will not stop this fight. They will continue this battle, and they will use every means. They are going to use legal means and also political instruments to fight this battle. Let's not forget what's happening at the Emirates, at the Emirate Council, whereby the security structures are also in place to dispose those that are kicking against, the orders of the governor in the state. And despite the intensity and the potential threat, the crisis poses on the fragile peace of Kano State and the possibility of setting Kano on fire. You see, these political gladiators, they seem to be a little more less concerned about the impact all these things will have on the state. And without hiding their disdain for each other, these political gladiators have continued to hold each other by the throat, sending all manner of threats, sending all manner of accusation, procurement of questionable court orders, and the use of security force just to maneuver and outsmart each other in this supremacy battle. And I must say, this battle is a tough and a fierce one. And a lot of people are concluding that, you see, this escalating tensions, this struggle is majorly for the 2027 presidential election. They are doing all these things because they are on a mission, and all this is ahead of the build-up of the elections. That is why they are playing all these games. So my country people, Kano State and Rivers State currently is under the strings of some political force and some federal power. They are trying to pull one or two strings to see how they can win this state over ahead of 2027. So guys, what are your thoughts on this? I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts concerning this in the comment section.